I think we're recording. Hey. Lipstick on my teeth. So, it's been a few weeks, and I am on a new phone. So, I think I need to look right here. I think. Anywho, we're going to go with it. Yes, look here. There we go. Okay, anyway. How y'all doing? I got a new phone. So I'm hoping things look a little better than on my other 3-year-old Motorola phone that I've recorded on for years, all those years. I wanted to, let me leave these off. I wanted to jump on here and say hi and give you an update on my Mohs surgery. So we are on the other side of it for the most part. This is going to be a short video because it was kind of a short situation. So I'll just dive right in, and I'm just kind of making this for those of you who, you know, have been checking on me and loving on me and texting me and praying for me, and I appreciate you guys so much. And for people, other people who might have to have Mohs surgery, when I had to have it, I panicked a little bit, but it's been a lot of years since I've had to have any kind of surgery, and well, I'm a wimp. It's that simple. But anyway, so as you guys know, I had a bump on my head. I went and had my doctor biopsy the bump. He removed it. We weren't worried about it. He said, I really don't think it's anything, but we're gonna get it ran anyway. It comes back. Basal cell carcinoma. Okay, let's make an appointment. Went and had the consultation. The doctor, Dr. Pavlis, who did my surgery, was amazing. She's probably in her 30s, super smart, loved her. And set up a surgery date, went in, and what it looked like, I was there for about 3 hours. Everybody that's been following me and paying, and I was gonna say paying attention, but that sounds rude, have been following me along in the process. I just lost my train of thought. I don't know. Everybody who's been with me and watching in the process, we've been praying for one cut. Remember, we were all praying for one cut. So anyway, I went in. Shane went with me. He stayed with me the whole time. They were like, he can drop you off and pick you up when you're done. And I told him he could do that, and he was adamant. He stayed. He's like, no, I'm just going to stay with you. So they went in. Long story short, put a blanket over my head. Not a blanket, but, you know, a blue piece of paper, sterile area, right? Okay. And then she shot me full of lidocaine. Is it lidocaine? Lidocaine. And I told her, I said, now listen, I'm a real big wimp and I don't want to feel any of this, so I want you to use all the lidocaine, all of it, all the lidocaine. Am I saying that right? Is it lidocaine or lidocaine? I don't know. What, you know what I'm saying, the numbing medicine. She's like, girl, don't even worry about it. I am the queen of numbing medicine. I said, okay, just put it all in there. And she did. She put it in there because, you know what, I was numb for like 48 hours. Anyway, she goes in there, and literally, it probably took 5 minutes for her to numb the top of my head. And then the first cut, she was done in about 1.5 minutes. She had it cut. And that was it. So then this might get gross. So if you guys can't handle blood and guts, then you can go watch something else. I will put pictures at the end of this, of the process. And if you have a weak stomach, you may not want to watch or hear. But anyway, so I have a hole in my head, probably about that big. And so they left my hole open. They left my wound open because they have to run it through the lab, find out if there's basal cell on the edges of that piece that they removed. And if there is, they have to cut more. So that's what I was saying when I was like, we just want one cut. Well, they did the cut, came back 45 minutes later, and me and Shane just hung out and talked and, you know, BS'd until she came back in there, and she said, okay, we need to do one more cut. So I was like, okay. So she cut some out, but on one side, one half of the circle, there was more cancer. So they had to go in and cut more. And she said, I have to cut more and I have to go deeper. And so by the time it was all said and done, I think my cut was probably, after the 2 cuts, was probably the size of a quarter maybe, Shane said. And it was deep. So they let Shane look. They didn't let him in there while they were cutting, but they let him look and see and told him about everything else, and so he could help take care of my head because it's hard to see up here. So she said, come over here, I want you to take a look at the top of her head and before I sew her up. So they did the second cut. There was no cancer on the second cut, so she got all of it. She said, but we had to go deep because that cancer will get down in your hair follicles and it will just spread under there. So they had to go deep, and Shane was like, it's amazing that your skin is here and your skull is here, and you wouldn't think that there's that much space between your skin and your skull. But he said it's deep. There's a lot of space between your skin and your skull, and he said it's deep. So they had to go. I wouldn't say the hole was the size of a quarter, but probably between a nickel and a quarter, and then deep. And so they got it all, and they showed it all to Shane. I'll show you pictures. And then ran the second one. It was clear, and then she came in to sew me up. And they had to put, so since there's a circle on your head, they can't just sew it up. They can't do that. So she did some kind of magic where she placed drain tubes. They weren't used as drain tubes. You'll also see them in the picture. They weren't used as drain tubes, but she cut 2 little drain tubes, placed them side by side to help relieve pressure from the stitches. It was some kind of magical sew up. So anyway, got the drain tubes, and then I had a head wrap, right? I had a head wrap. I looked like I got out of the dentist. You'll see pictures of that. I had a head wrap with a big bandage on the top of my head, and I had to wear that for 48 hours. So the needles are fine. I'm not afraid of needles. I'm not afraid of anything like that. The lidocaine was the worst part. It stung, but that was fine. I didn't feel anything else. The worst part for me was having to wear that thing around my head for 48 hours. That was the worst part. So we go home, and I keep ice on my head, and I lay around for 2 days. So that happened on Thursday, Friday. I finally got to take the wrap off my head. And when I took the wrap off my head, everything looked good. But that's when the pain started because all the numbing medicine wore off. So day 3 and day 4 hurt. It hurt. It hurt to the point that I had to call in and get some pain meds because Tylenol and ibuprofen wasn't cutting it. So she got me 6 pills of hydrocodone, Tylenol hydrocodone, which Loratab. I hate Loratab. Loratab is a joke. Loratab does nothing for me. I think all Loratab is Tylenol and ibuprofen mixed together. I really think that's all it is. I'll have to Google that. But it did nothing for me. So what worked better was 4 ibuprofen, which is equivalent to 800 milligrams of ibuprofen. So I just ate ibuprofen and Tylenol like it was candy for, so that's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I took off Monday, and I planned on coming back to work Tuesday. But Monday, I was still in pain. And Tuesday, I called my boss, and I said, I can't come back. I'm not ready yet. I'm hurting. And she's like, stay home. And then Wednesday, which was day 8, no, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. So day 7, which was Wednesday, I was able to go to work. And I was popping ibuprofen all day, and I was hurting. And then 9, 10, I started feeling better. 11 was pretty good. Day 12, by day 12, I was pain-free. I had my energy back. My wound is clear. We're good. So I would say it took me exactly 12 days to be 100%. To be pain-free and feeling good. And like, So on day 5, I went back and they took the tubes out. So that's day 5. Now we are on day, I don't know, 12, 13 or 14. What's today? Tuesday? So we're 2 weeks in. We're 2 weeks in, and yeah, we're on day 15. We're 2 weeks in, and I feel great. So I still have, I don't know if you guys can see, but I still have, I know I have 8 stitches. I may have 9. So this is where we're at now. And it looks kind of gooey because I have to keep antibiotic ointment on it. So that's where we're at now. As you can see, there's no hair loss. It's kind of scabbing up from where they cut. But the incision is from here back to here. The incision is there's the first stitch and the last stitch is right here. So that's how long the incision is. So probably 2 inches from the top of my finger till this part of my finger where it bends. That's how long my incision is. And it's this morning, I think I washed my hair too hard because it, I like to say leaked, but it bled a little bit, but just for a second. So I got to be really careful. I've been having to wash my hair with baby shampoo and keep ointment on it, but the incision looks good. And I go back in another 2 weeks. 2 more weeks and I'll get my stitches out and we're done with it. We're done with it. So anyway, it was more than I thought it was going to be. So when I got diagnosed with the basal cell carcinoma, I cried and cried and cried like a baby that first day, because anytime the doctor says there's cancer on your person, you're going to freak out a little bit. So that I found out while I was at work, and I cried and cried and cried, and all the girls at work were so sweet. And then, you know, because cancer is a big C word, and whether it's a tiny spot on your person or your whole body, it's scary. And then I started researching Mohs surgery. I started educating myself. I started asking questions. I started reading, and I was like, oh. And then my cousin and my aunt and my grandma, they're all like, we've been there, we've done that, we've had it, you're going to be fine. Suzanne Light, I mean, so many people from YouTube, they're like, look, I've had the same thing done. You're fine, you're going to be fine. And so then I was able to calm down, and I was good. I think there was only one time during that 12 days after the outpatient surgery that I cried. There was one day that I cried because I was hurting so bad. But once again, I'm a pansy, okay? I am not tough like I used to be so tough, but I'm not anymore. And I guess that's just part of age. So when it comes to handling physical pain, I'm not good. I'm a pansy. So anyway, that's what that looked like. And after I educated myself and dug in, I was fine. And now if anybody, you know, is going through it or you have questions, holler at me. I'm pretty much on the other side of it. And it's, although mine was pretty painful after the lidocaine wore off after 48 hours, it was pretty painful. Oh, and my face swelled up with edema. I'll show you guys pictures of that too. Some people didn't even notice it, but I noticed it. It's my face. I look at every day, and my husband noticed, and the people closest to me noticed. But I had edema through here, and so I'll put pictures of everything. Like I said, if you aren't into, it's not total blood and guts, but it's a little bloody, and there's a hole in my head. And if you don't like the sight of stitches and tubes, don't look. But that kind of stuff doesn't bother me, and I want to share as much as I can, because for me it was scary. And if anybody else is scared or has questions, look, you're gonna be fine, and it's all gonna be okay. And I think that's really about it. Okay, so I have another video to do, I have a review to do, and I want to do some more cooking videos. I haven't cooked at all, y'all. I am telling you, since October, I haven't got to do any cooking videos because I got sick with COVID in October. It took me 28 days to get over that. Then we went right on into Thanksgiving. Then we went, and my mom and my sister and everybody was down. And then we went right on into Christmas. And then we went in to New Year's, and then I'm trying to get back to work after all that, and then I had to go through this, and I was trying to, you know, be consistent, but I just, you know, it seems like it's always something. It's always something. Anyway, that's okay. So, I'm about to run in here to the Dollar Tree, and it's not really for anything fun, so I'm not going to do a haul for you. This is for work. I'm going in for like 2 or 3 specific things, and that's it. So, anyway, there's the update, okay? I love you guys. The Lord loves you more. I hope I was looking at the camera correctly. I am loving my new phone. I got a, I was using a Motorola Z Force Edge. I don't even remember what it was called. That's how old it was. It was 3 years old, and that's what I've been recording on for the last 3 years. And I was like, I need a new phone. So I was like talking to my boys. I'm like, what kind of phone do I get? And both my boys have Samsungs. I'm not an iPhone girl. I'm just not. I'm an Android girl. And so I knew I was going to stick with an Android, but I wanted to break away from Motorola because my last 3 phones, so for the last 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years, and the whole time I've ever had YouTube, I've been on a Motorola phone. And I wanted to change, even though Motorola is a great phone. And so my boys are like, Mom, get the Samsung S21 Ultra. I think is what it's called. And I'm like, okay. So I go to the Verizon store. That's a feat in itself. That took 3.5 hours. But whatever. That's part and parcel of it now. And I came out with the Samsung Samsung S21 Ultra. It has like 4 cameras on it, and it's super neat, and I hope I'm looking at y'all right. Anyway, I'm still learning the phone, so bear with me. Okay, I love you guys. The Lord loves you more, and we'll see you in the next video. Where's the power button?